Hey guys, and welcome back into our new segment we're doing this year, 100 Yards with Stephen Hargis. And today we're at South Pittsburg High School with head coach Vic Grider. Vic, we've got about 2 weeks before the season starts, so I know you guys have been working hard getting ready for the season. There's quite a bit of buzz, so we're going to walk and talk about Pirate football.
Sounds good.
All right. You took a couple of years off, and this is what your 5th year, I think, back. Those
Right.
4 years since you've been back, you guys have been really close. I think a couple of semifinals, a couple of quarterfinals. How much does that kind of, being that close, inspire you and the kids to get over that last hurdle to get back to 9 years without playing for a state championship? It's got to seem like forever around here.
Well, I think it's probably made us a hungry football team. Let's be honest, the first 2 years after I came back, we just weren't good enough to be able to win a state championship. There were just teams that were better than us, that were bigger than us, were stronger than us, and we knew it was going to take a while to fix it. And I think the last 2 years, I think we've been good enough, but we just didn't get it done in the big games, And the frustrating part is we continue to lose to the state champ, it tells us that we're right there on the verge. We've just got to figure out how to get it done, when the championships are on the line. And I think it's made us a hungry football team this off season, and we're excited to get going. I think I've got a really dedicated and motivated older group of kids, and it's creating a lot of excitement around here.
That excitement, what have you seen in these guys that's different than the previous few years that you see in this group that has everybody, you and the staff included, so excited?
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily different, because every group that we've had since I came back has been a very dedicated and hard-working group. I think this group probably got left with a really bad taste in their mouth the way that last season ended, because we really felt like we outplayed Whitwell in the last game and just didn't win the football game, and we've got nobody to blame but ourselves, and not taking anything away from Whitwell. They did what was necessary to win the football game, and they're state champs for a reason, and we got to figure out how to correct those things. But I think it's made this team a little bit more hungry, and I think it showed up during the off season in the weight room, and to this point it showed up on the grass.
Who are some kids coming back, maybe some younger kids coming up, or new kids? Who's some guys that you really kind of have caught your eye, or that you can depend on, you're anxious to see them play this year?
Well, it always starts with your old guys, and fortunately for us, we're finally an old football team. We've got 31 guys that I think are juniors and seniors, and when you've got that many guys, especially in A-ball, you got to figure out how to win. But it starts with guys like Ronto Tipton and Jalen Hubbard, Dakota Blevins, Blaine Pittman, guys that have played a tremendous amount of football for us over the last 3 or 4 years. Those are the guys that are going to make us go week in and week out. We returned some pretty good guys up front that got some meaningful snaps last year for us. We returned 2 good solid linebackers in Cameron Trussell and Bryden Mabry, who played a ton of snaps last year, and we've got some young guys that we can mix in there with them that we're awful excited about. Our junior class is very, very strong. We return our quarterback Braden Sanders. Obviously Hunter Frame is a returning guy that had a really good year for us last year. And we could go on and on. We're excited about some of our young guys. I think a guy named DeAndre Kelly is going to be a guy that people are going to start noticing this year, a sophomore that we really feel good about. So, we think we've got all the pieces. We've got to play our best football when it matters.
Yeah.
If we can figure out how to do that, we could be there at the end.
The schedule, I know you guys have bumped the schedule up quite a bit. You've added Meigs County, which has been ranked number 1 in 2A each of the last 2 years for most of the seasons. You added Red Bank, which has won several region championships in 3A and is a perennial 3A playoff team. Open the season with Sequatchie County, another playoff team from 3A. I mean, you guys, where do you draw the line as far as, okay, we want to see good teams, but we also, in A-ball, you don't stack it up too much? I mean, what were some of the reasons you added those really good programs, and kind of how do you balance your schedule?
Well, we did because of all the old guys we've got. We just think we're going to have more bodies that might let us last a little bit longer in the season. Typically when an A team, you're going to go into a game probably planning on playing 17 or 18 guys, but we feel like that number this year for us could be 25, 26, 27, which is a huge improvement. It's going to give us more bodies for when the injuries start happening, and we put some challenges out there. Starting off with Sequatchie County, a game that is all we want every year. And then, of course, Coach Fitzgerald and the job he's done at Meigs County speaks for itself. It's going to be a tremendous atmosphere and a huge challenge. Of course, the Marion game is always big. The Red Bank game is going to test us athletically, that in a way that we usually don't get tested during the regular season. And then, of course, we've got the defending state champs sitting down there in week 7 or 8. So there's a lot of challenges out there, but it's going to be exciting. There's a lot of excitement around South Pittsburg right now, and we're ready to get going.
How do you, because you know the town, I came by here to watch practice one day, and I think I counted 24 cars lining around the practice field. You don't see that everywhere else, but that was just kind of shows you how important the program is to the town. How do you handle the expectations in your locker room when you know those guys are going out and they're hearing from the townsfolk who are watching them, and there's all that excitement? How do you address your team with that?
Well, our guys do a pretty good job of keeping themselves grounded and not getting caught up in the things that are being said about them, because they know at the end of the day that it comes down to what you do in the big games at the end of the year, and they're smart enough to know that the last few years we've not got it done in those games. So it's kind of hard for us to hang our hat on too much right now, and I think that in itself has done a good job of keeping us pretty level-headed, because we've not really accomplished anything here lately. So I think it's made us a hungry football team, and I hope we can just keep that momentum going into the season, because off season is a long time. When you go from December all through the winter and spring practice and everything you do in the summer and preseason camp, it's a lot of work. Staying hungry till it's time to play is a big part of it. And, that's something we're working on right now.
What's something in the 2 years that you took a little hiatus there before you came back to coach, what's something about Friday night that you missed, or something about the program, or just the football that you missed in those 2 years? That's kind of your favorite part of Friday nights?
Well, to me, and this is going to sound like a coach's answer, but it's the planning part to me. I'm people that know me, and I know that you and I know each other really well. That I'm kind of a detailed, structured kind of guy.
The actual grind.
It's the day-to-day. This time of year, even though it's hectic and very busy, I enjoy it because it's kind of nonstop. There's a lot of 12 and 14-hour days, and a lot of different things going on, and the preparation for getting ready for the season. That's what I like. I like, as crazy as it sounds, I like getting down there on the practice field and us trying to get better. And when seeing all that come to a boil on Friday night, that's where the satisfaction is. So we're ready to get going again around here.
Do you approach the game any differently after those 2 years when you came back? As far as preparing game nights or anything like that, is there anything about you that's mellowed or anything that's changed?
You might have to ask my players that one, but I probably not. I've tried to be more patient the older I've got, because when you get older, sometimes your patience is not what it should be. So I've tried to get better from that standpoint. I've tried to be better, relationship-wise with my players, and get to know them on a little bit more personal basis. When you get older, you start looking at things a little bit different. But it comes down to it. Coaching is coaching. Football's football. It comes down to the same stuff. And as long as we keep having kids like we have now, we're going to continue to win football games, because we've got committed kids on our football team.
I think somebody said the other day you've got about 60 on your roster.
So we have 60, right?
Out of 125 boys in the whole school in a grade 9. So you got basically half the student body, male student body, is on the football team.
Well, that in itself says, why we are who we are, is because that's something that was created a long time ago, and our kids just take a lot of pride in saying that they play for South Pittsburg. And like I said, as long as we continue to have those type kids, and our families continue to produce those kind of kids and instill those kind of thoughts in their head, we're going to continue to win football games.
I was going to ask you about the last time. I was going to kind of rib a little bit and say the last time you've called them Marion County instead of Jasper, but I think you just did just a minute ago. So that's one way you've definitely mellowed it.
Well, they've got one on me.
All right, well, guys, listen, we appreciate you tuning in to us once again. We'll have another segment here coming up pretty soon, but as always, thanks for watching.